Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Play Banished Part 4. As always, my name is eckohour, and I will be the disembodied voice hosting this Let's Play. In our previous episode, we got our trade up and going. We are now working on getting ourselves some education, I should say. We also want to start expanding our town to probably this area here, get a little bit more people. We might even start converting some of these houses into stone houses. That way we will have better uses of our firewood. For now, however, got a couple laborers, and it's turning into winter as we speak. Alright, this stuff is all queued up to clear. What we're waiting on right now is our builders to, one, finish up this structure up here. I think we already have the road built to it. Yep, let's finish up the hunting cabin, get us some more leather and meat. And then we can also get our school finally built, and hopefully get some more students, some better, more efficient people. Let's see. Do we have? Yeah, we have enough resources. I'm going to start building some normal houses here. Do 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we'll move right along. Alright, we got a merchant. Let's see what he's got. Cattle, but again, he doesn't have anything he wants to trade with us. What if we start to queue up some meat? Venison. Yeah, let's queue up some venison. Well, you know what? Let's just type it in. It'll be faster. Here we go. 1,000 venison. I doubt it'll be there in time for him to arrive, but that's fine. We can have it for the next guy. Firewood is low. Oh, our logs are low altogether. Good lord. Alright. Well then, we're just going to remove all this. Yeah, what are you gonna do now? There's very tedious balance right here. I'm gonna have to hope that I can get a bit more laborers and queue up some more foresters, because right now we're not doing too hot on the wood. Still got some more space, but right now I want these guys to finish up their building. Yeah, see, now we don't have any because someone died. Okay, no, now we now we have a laborer. Ah, man. Have some babies, why don't you guys? We've got plenty of space. Probably need some more houses over here, though. This is where all the industry seems to be going down. Let's make this into a cherry orchard. Here we go. This school's nowhere close to being done. Neither is this hunting cabin. Good lord. What is taking you guys so long? They decided to prioritize putting stuff into these houses, even though they're not queued up to build it. You know what? We're gonna maximize the priority of this right here, so that they can get their show on the road. Want that hunting cabin built. We need leather. At least our coats are starting to be made here in time for the new season. Looks like one of our crops has glitched up from last season, so we'll be lower on food this time around. Should probably build a few more farms up this way. Oh, we got 3 laborers now. Unfortunately, we're not exactly keeping pace with the children. We've gone down by 1. And because I queued up all this area to be cleared, now they're going to take forever to build. And now 2 of our people have died of old age, and we're still back to our original problems of not having enough people to keep up with the loss. Still haven't made any progress on the I'm not entirely. Oh yeah, see now I prioritized this building, and now we've lost people on the priority list or on the. Okay, because they're focusing on building the school. I guess that's good. I'd rather them get the hunting cabin done too, since I've made that a priority. I'm not exactly sure how the how exactly the priority tool works. I'm gonna actually put this down here. That way it'll just be easier to adjust. Let's see, we got our log up. The statistics. We don't have a town hall yet to build, so. This should be close though. They've got all the resources in here that they need. They just need to finish out the actual building of the structure, and then they should be fine. I may or may not have mentioned in a previous episode, I've got 3 stone houses building over here. The advantage to a stone house over a wooden house is that it's, yeah, I didn't mention it. It stores more, and it also keeps itself warmer better, so you get more bang for your firewood buck, so to speak. Someone froze to death, and we don't have a laborer for them, unfortunately. Who was it? A gatherer, so we've got a little bit less food. It's okay, of all the people that were to die right now, I think the gatherer is the most okay. I'm only going to lose about 200 food from that. Oh man, spring is still going to be cold. We had another person freeze to death, and that's a farmer. That's someone we actually need. How are they freezing to death? We're building coats, and I don't... Oh, right, because they're running all the way over here to... And a bunch of people died of old age. Oh, no, okay, just one. A fisherman. So we're losing some people here faster than we can replace them. Who can I take off of? We can afford to lose a fisherman right now. Can I afford... is there a place for me to put some houses over here, I wonder? Maybe right here. Maybe in this patch right here. Yeah, this might be a good place for some houses. That way the people who work these things don't have to go nearly as far. That might be my next plan. As a matter of fact, yeah, we'll leave it be for now. Oh man, please finish the school. Since you already pretty much have it done, just wrap it up. There we go. There we go, school's done. Alright, so where are we going to take one of our school people, or one of our people off of? Like, oh man. We'll take a farmer off and make her our teacher. Him, her. We also have a trader coming. Let's have a look at what he is willing to trade. Okay, so our first actual successful trade here. He's willing to trade with us some herbs, steel tools, plums, stone, and iron. He's only got 50 stone and iron, but he is charging a lot for that stuff. Okay, we could always use stone and iron. Heck, we could use the food and tools too. You know, we're trading food right now, so I'm not exactly sure the wisdom behind trading food for food, but we'll take the tools. It's got 25, so we'll take all 25 of those. That'll give our building guy a break, which means that we only need 850 fish to give him. There we go. Make the trade. And I think it's all we're going to need from you guys, so we'll dismiss him and get some of that steel tools. The steel tools, right now our blacksmith is producing iron tools, which only uses iron, which is harvestable from the earth, and wood, logs. You can make steel tools from both iron, coal, and logs all in conjunction. Coal is only retrievable from mines. We just had another person die of old age. Now we're back to no laborers, and it was a fisherman. So at least that person was replaced. Hunting cabin is still far from being done. Looks like they're putting the emphasis on building these homes over here. Which is fine. We can always use more places for people to live. Looks like yet another one of our crop fields has glitched up. Awesome. Oh, man. That's always frustrating to see. You never want to see a crop field glitch up because you know it's just another hit you're going to take to your food. Do I want to... Nah, we're not going to focus on that just yet. I kind of want to start to build some of the houses over here. Because we've been having an issue of people freezing to death because they've been running all the way across here to come do that stuff. Something I was hoping they would avoid. I guess there's just not enough work for the time being, which is weird to me because I've got plenty of surplus jobs running for people to run around and do. Just nobody seems to want to do it. Builder and a farmer moved into that house. Oh man. So we just had a bunch of people die. I didn't even notice. A farmer, and a forester. So our farming is taking a huge hit right now. But we're starting to have students, so I kind of anticipated that we would have a bit of a labor issue. But I was hoping it wasn't going to hit us this hard. We need some more people making babies, man. Otherwise we're going to run out of food fast. Yeah, another farmer died. I think we're going to stop working this field over here. There we go. That'll help compensate for it a little bit. Another farmer. All the farmers are dying. Oh man, and our herbalist can't keep up for some reason either. Which is weird, because in my other game, one herbalist was able to keep up until about 150 people, which was really strange. I don't know why she was being so productive. That and my people were being really healthy. We don't have any laborers though, so I can't add another herbalist, but our people... the heck with it. We're going to lose another farmer here and make that person into an herbalist, and that way we'll hopefully be getting twice as much herbs out of that place. Still haven't been able to start using the quarry or the mine. This is becoming a bit of a dire situation for our fledgling town here. I'm a little worried. But, as the old adage goes, the darkest night is just before the dawn, so maybe, just maybe, even though we're having reserve logs being low, and low firewood, and low herbs, and no coats being made into a surplus, and we got people starving and freezing to death, maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to pull through. Yeah, it's going to take a little while for our population to stabilize again because it takes longer for students to, or for kids to go through the student process and then become an adult. I'm hoping that by the time it stabilizes, because people are dropping like flies right now of old age, that we'll actually be able to start recouping some of the losses we're suffering right now. Might have built a school either a little too late or a little too early here. By a little too late, I mean that it probably should have done it before I had kind of made a big system where a lot of things were dependent on each other. Usually you can get a good population of just normal food and your basic necessities met, and then go right back into having a student, and then wait for that student thing to have a good surplus of laborers, then finally build your school, and then wait for that whole thing to rectify itself before going back and trying to expand. I think I expanded a little bit too early in my eagerness to show off some of the features for you guys. Oh my gosh, really? Two fields glitched up this time. 2. Which means we're really going to take a hit on the food. That is frustrating. It's like every season, man. Every season we have more problems with the more problems with our fields, which I don't understand. I don't know if I'm doing something weird or wrong. Ooh, not that much. Okay. Okay. So we're going to give him some of our ale in exchange for that leather, because I don't think our current leather production is going to keep up with the coats that we're making, and coats are important to keep these people working longer. Oh, would you just hurry up and finish this house? Got more students. I mean, if you think about it, right now we before only had about 10 kids and no students. Now we have 8 students and almost 10 kids. So really, we're doing fine numerically. It's just a problem of actual logistics. We're gonna have a rough winter here. Let's just harvest this now. Yeah, only get 2 fields out of this. Hoping they come and gather this stuff away so that we can actually work that field next year. And then hopefully they finish this house so we can actually... There we go. Okay, house is done. Oh, and they finished a hunting cabin too. I did not notice. Okay, so now they can actually come out and start clearing out some of these logs and help balance things out again. Another child, so we got 10 children and 8 students. People aren't keeling over left and right anymore, and I'm going to build something I probably should have built a while ago, but I was holding off on it because it takes a lot of stone, and I don't want to use a lot of stone, but I'm noticing my happiness take a huge hit, so we're going to have to build ourselves a cemetery. What a cemetery does is anytime a person dies, obviously they're going to be buried there. Cemeteries can only hold so many bodies, so you can't like just keep recycling them. I hope someone comes and gathers that stuff over there. So what the cemetery will actually do is mitigate the effects on your town's happiness when people die. Most towns will experience a decrease in happiness for citizen deaths. This is heightened by deaths that you can prevent. So someone starving to death, someone freezing to death is considered a preventable death. So people will be a lot less happy when they see that happen versus seeing a natural death, a dying of old age. That's considered a normal death. And it looks like our other 2 fields have glitched this time around. Awesome. So we're just going to wait till it hits winter, and then as soon as it does, we're going to do what we did before, which is not work one of these in favor of something else. That is really aggravating. Yeah, it's winter time. We're not going to work this one. We're going to work this. Actually, we are going to work this one, but we're just going to leave 1 person on it. There we go. Lots of children, 13 children, 8 students. Haven't really experienced any more deaths, I don't think, of old age. Only got 1 trader, I think, yeah. Which is okay. Still gotta work back up our numbers over here. Food stores seem to be doing fine, which is always one of the worst issues, other than keeping your people supplied with tools. That can always be a big problem, but it looks like our tool supply is keeping up around the 50. I might actually start having him build a surplus, but yeah, let's queue it up to 100 there. No, not 150, 100, and lo and behold, our first student has become a laborer. So finally, the effects of our school will start to be felt, and we can start replacing some of these damaged numbers. And to celebrate, what I'm going to do is build some homes over here. Let's make sure we're not building over top anybody's path here. It looks like we can build some right over here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we will also build a, let's see, we are going to want one of these. Yeah. And some roads. So we'll have a nice little laborers settlement over here. Logs are low. What else is new? Yeah, they're going through logs faster. We can get them out there. And I think what that means is I'm going to prioritize... Nope, not that. I'm going to prioritize getting my foresters replenished. Clear that stuff out. So we'll get our foresters replenished, because our food doesn't seem to be an issue right now. And those houses that we're building is not exactly time sensitive, so we don't need to worry about that stuff right now. But our logs are dependent for our tools, for our firewood, for building, so we really want to make sure that we have a good stockpile of logs. So we'll wait until we have one more laborer, and then you know what, heck with it, we're just going to put another one on right now. Try and, oh, I keep closing that. I hate that I always do that. I always close my job listing here. So yeah. After we get all of our foresters done, then we'll probably add a couple more hunters, because leather is important for keeping our people warm. See, yeah, there we go. Had someone die of old age, so we're back to 0. It's probably going to take a while before we start getting a surplus of laborers again. I suspect we will get it. I think we're through... I'm knocking on wood here. I think we're through the hard part. Of course, as soon as I said something, all of my farmers start dying. I had to open my big mouth. Just had to go and open it. All of them. Those what? 1, 2, 3, 4 farmers. That's an entire farm. Entire farm's worth of hands died just of old age. So I had to go and open my trap. Yeah, we went from about, I think, 64 adults, or close to it, maybe 58, I think, actually, is probably a more accurate number. Went from 58 working adults, now we've reduced, our population has receded about 10. Probably due in large part to my not being a good job at maintaining happiness, because these people reproduce like rabbits when they're really happy. And also me just not doing a very good job of keeping up the health, which is weird because I've got an extra herbalist here, and it just seems like they're producing less instead of more, which makes 0 sense to me. Yeah, last season instead of producing about 90 herbs, they produced about 44. Now granted, how many herbs is dependent on how old the trees are. So if a lot of trees fell over in this forest and there's a lot of younger trees there, they're not going to have as many herbs. But usually, as long as you don't chop all the trees down in that forest, it should be fine. So I am really at a loss for... I wanted to show off just how much fun this game is, and it is a lot of fun. I just get easily frustrated at games. Some of this stuff I'm having a hard time understanding exactly what I'm doing wrong. I mean, I know what I'm doing wrong for certain parts, but like that herbs, I really don't understand what I can do better there. These farms glitching up. Again, don't understand what I can do better there. I know what I can do better about the population. I'm more just frustrated at, you know, that it happens regardless of if it's, you know, something I should have planned for or not. I'm allowed to be frustrated. Don't you judge me. We've got a lot of buildings queued up over here. That should hopefully... What I'm hoping is, by building these houses over here, these people will work all this place, so they don't have to go very far to work. And then what else I'm hoping is that these houses will, instead of being used for all this stuff over here, will start being used for the farms, and then all the homes over here can stop being used on the farms and start being used for stuff over here. That's the long-term plan. The short-term plan is I just want to have more houses so that I can have some laborers and not keep having this problem where I'm not able to keep up with people. Let's prioritize this graveyard, please. I want it done so I can see my happiness recover a little bit. I can also build a chapel, which I've been holding off on because the chapel requires someone to work it, and I'm having a problem getting people to work anything right now. Got a couple more laborers that came through the tubes, but I'm going to hold on to them, hold off on assigning them anywhere because, again, we could have another string of 10 farmers dying and needing to resolve that crisis. So right now I'm just going to reduce the population for each of these farms to a number of 3. And that should hopefully balance out things as far as where people are working. I already deactivated 2 orchards over here. Oh, and now I just noticed that our food is starting to dwindle, which is a top priority. We don't want our food to wear out. But, you know, when almost over a third of your farm production keeps getting shot in the foot because of the game glitching up, it's really hard to keep your food stores up. Okay, do I sound a bit jaded? Like, developer, please, that is an important thing. That is not like, you know, this is not like a minor tweak. That is kind of a huge issue. We're gonna get all of this because I'm worried about that food bottoming out. And if that food bottoms out, then we're in dire straits. So yeah, I'm gonna get all of this food. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna sell our ale for it. I think it should cover most of the cost. 1,500. Let's see how much 200 ale. Ooh. Alright, I think we'll just barely have enough. 187. 188. There we go. Alright, so almost all of our ale that we have in-house. Gonna trade, but that'll give us the food. That'll give us another 1,500 units of food and hopefully keep us okay. Thankfully our firewood is back up to full supply, so that's good, right? Our people might starve to death, but at least they'll be warm while doing it. That's already being harvested. That's already being harvested. Yeah, it's already autumn, and this field is only about 66% yield, so not exactly a good season. It seems like all of our springs are starting late because it keeps staying snowy for a while. I'm going to slow down the speed. I've been a little suspicious about the 10x speed causing the fields to glitch up, which is entirely possible. It might just, the accelerated speed might just jank with the AI on the laborers. Who knows? But it seems to glitch less when I slow down the speed. Of course, then again, less years are going by, so that could be why it glitches less. Our cemetery's done. Good to know. So hopefully our people's happiness will come up a little bit. If we start to see a bit of a surplus and we've started to rectify some of our problems going on down here, then I might actually build a chapel. I think a chapel governs to about 150 people, so we would be set for a while. And that right there is why I kept my laborers this time around, so that we would replace the brewer and they would work a-okay. Alright, so these 2 fields we know are going to be golden for next season. I'm just hoping that everything else works out okay and we actually work at nominal capacity for our farms here. Even though we have a really spanking early winter. Good lord! I think it like just turned autumn, so the elements are working against me in every way, shape, and form. And that is the name of Banished. It's fun, but it is also frustrating. Frustrating in the you will lose kind of way. You will lose and you will like it. That's what the developer's telling us. We'll say, thank you, may I have another? But I'm determined not to lose. I'm determined to make this into a successful and thriving community, so help me. How's my herbs coming along here? See, since we only seem to have 1 down there. A bit more this year. Oh man, so I might actually need to build a second herbalist, which in my other game I didn't even really need to do until I had about 300 people. But as you can see, it's not always about what you had going on in your other game, because also in my other game I had cattle and all that kind of stuff, and I can't really trade for that stuff yet because the problem is I don't really have a up and ready community enough to actually produce things to make it okay to be over here with these guys. I'm gonna do something a bit probably unadvisable, is I'm gonna actually queue up some of my tools to be stored over here in this place. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. Yay, we got a grave. Okay. Waiting for some of these students to pop out of the school. Need more laborers. An interesting thing you can do, I've noticed, and this is kind of way down the road, if you suddenly find yourself, and you're in a setup community and you've got a school and everything, if you suddenly find yourself in desperate need for laborers and you don't have a town hall set up yet to get nomads, what you can do is you can set your school to stop working. You can unwork the school or remove the teacher from the job list. What will happen is every student that you have will suddenly become a laborer. So right now I've got about 11, okay 10 because another one became a laborer, had about 10 students. If I deactivate it, I'd get 10 laborers right now, which would solve my issues, but it's kind of a temporary fix. The reason for that is because you would run into the same problem that I just had, where now you have to wait for that school to fill back up with students and have them all get taught once you rework it again, and then they'll come through. But it is a temporary fix. It's something that if you really need laborers, like for example, if suddenly a lot of your farmers died and you really need that food production to keep up with the demand of your people, then sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta make sure all those people are fed, which is something I'm really, really tempted to do right now myself. But we'll hold off on it. I want these logs cleared, please. Okay, so this was a rough episode, but we finally got our education system to work. Hopefully by the next episode I can actually start having some of these jobs replaced. We've actually got more students, more children than we ever had before, and on top of that about half the school's capacity of students, which is good. Ideally we'd be close to 20. Oh no, we're out of leather. Are we really? I mean, I guess we only have 2 hunters out of the 6 potential ones that we could have. Got some leather over here. Oh, jeez. And no logs. This is going to be a rough one. But that's going to have to be something for another episode, you guys. I want to thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for part 5.